Welcome to this week's Security Report. I'm Paul McCallum. Thanks for joining us. Following a visit to the Stabroek area on Thursday, May 30th, Commissioner of Police Leslie James, DSS, and a team of senior officers met with the Chief Constable Andrew Fu on Monday, June 3 at Ivlery. They discussed plans and strategies to address the situation in and around the Stabroek market area. These will be implemented very soon, and the public will be kept updated on a regular basis of the progress made via the police's Public Relations Office. The walkabout last week, which commenced from the public buildings and encompassed the number 40, 42, 44, and 45 bus parks, included a courtesy call on the Chief Fire Officer, Marlon Gentle, DSM, where they discussed strategies on how to combat the various challenges faced by the sister service. On Friday, May 31, the officer in charge of the No. 2 subdivision in C Division, Turkine to Monrepo, Deputy Superintendent Ravindra Stanley, along with Women Inspector Coretta Grandison, Women's Sergeants Sharon Clark and Ido Costello, along with Corporal Karen Gordon and Women Constable Abison Cyrus, with Constable Malvin Moses, all of the Sparnam Station, conducted a walkabout in the community. They included Victoria Road and Graham Street. The reception from the community was a positive one as they welcomed the ranks and called for more such visits to be done. They also expressed several concerns and mentioned issues affecting residents, all of which will be addressed by the officer and his team. On Saturday, June 1, Inspector Ron Clark, along with Lance Corporal Tiffany Lawrence of the Ghana Police Force's Traffic Headquarters, conducted a traffic education lecture with drivers of the Patrick's Taxi Service located at Cowan Street, Kingston, Georgetown. The lecture's purpose was to educate the drivers about lurking issues that are the leading causes of accidents on roadways and ways in which they could play a part to help curb such instances. During the lecture, Inspector Clark, who is the Traffic Education Officer and has oversight of the education unit, discussed several topics of road safety awareness. These included drinking and driving, speeding, issues affecting drivers and pedestrians, proper usage of the road, and defensive driving, the latter of which more emphasis was placed on by the inspector, as he explained the fundamentals. Inspector Clark also urged drivers to insist that passengers use seatbelts provided for their safety before starting on any journey. The initiative was well received by the drivers, who also voiced their concerns with ranks as it relates to issues affecting them. On Saturday, June 1, ranks of the A Division Community Relations Office visited several youth groups within their division. They included Woman Police Constable Tanisha Chester, Police Constable Andrew Smart of the Brigdam Police Station, and Woman Police Constable Roseanne Mars of the Mocha Police Outpost. On Saturday 1, they visited the youths of the Mocha Rising Star Police Youth Group at the Mocha Community Center. At that location, the youths were engaged in sessions and discussed topics such as personal hygiene, types of personal hygiene, and self-discipline. In attendance were 30 group members. After that, 2 ramps from Brigdam visited the Circuitville Youth Group at the Circuitville Youth Center. A visit was also done to the All Boys Town faith-based Youth Developers Police Youth Group by Woman Corporal Modesta Batson of the Brigdam Police Station on the same day. This was at the Six Head Gym. Youths were engaged in an arts and crafts session where they made Father's Day cards out of cardboard, stones, acrylic, glue, and beads under the guidance of their civilian liaisons Kim Morgan and Donna Plass. There were 10 youth members in attendance. Additionally, on the same day, Woman Corporal Melanie Wright, also of Brigdam Police Station, visited the youths of the North Rhineveld Police Youth Group at the North Rhineveld Station and the Agricola Chosen Generation Police Youth Group at the Agricola Police Station, respectively. During the visits, youths were engaged in mathematics, where they did subtraction and addition, English language, emphasizing the use of proper verbiage, adjectives, and how to construct simple sentences. They were also engaged in talk sessions on self-esteem, signs of healthy personal hygiene, and good conduct. 28 youth group members, along with Tracy Gill, their civilian liaison within the youth group, and Woman Corporal Jennifer Weaver from the police youth group, attended this outreach. Commander Chapman said on Monday that the suspects realized that when they were cornered, they opened fire on the police, and the police in turn returned fire. All 3 of them were injured. They were taken to the hospital, and of course, the doctor on duty pronounced them dead. This is in response to claims that bandits surrendered during the recent shootout in Norton Street. The commander said that he heard that bandits had surrendered, but when he got to the scene, he was told that they were all injured and in the house. Commander Chapman clarified that the third bandit who died was conscious when he left the scene, but died on the way to the Georgetown Public Hospital. The bandits were shot dead after they invaded the house of Neville Leslie and held him and his 5-year-old son at gunpoint. The three were identified as 24-year-old Leslie Griffith of Lot 165 William Street, Katy, Georgetown, Sean Brown Jr. and Junior Nurse. 23-year-old Shamar Moore, known as Frankie of Park Fair Harmony, West Bank, Demerara, was jointly charged with Kevin Rose, 22, of Diamond Housing Scheme from the East Bank of Demerara with murder. It is alleged that the two shot and killed Patrick Fraser, the Republic Park, East Bank, Demerara resident, was having some alcoholic drinks with friends when he was shot around 23:30 hours recently. They were not required to plead to the capital offense, which stated that they murdered Fraser whilst being in the company of others on Main Line during the course of a furtherance of a robbery. On June, Monday 3, the Ghana Police Force held an opening ceremony for station management and newly promoted subordinate officers and drill instructor courses under the theme Improving Police Professionalism Through Effective Training and Mentorship. The ceremony was held at the Officers Training Center on Camp Road and Young Street, Ivlery, with a total of 90 ranks from various divisions within the force participating. Deputy Commissioner Administration Paul Williams, DSM, in his feature address, advised ranks to understand their police roles in this evolving generation and stressed that they must be able to properly analyze situation, brief others when handling and taking over duties, and accurately report incidents to ensure proper record keeping. He also spoke on the qualities of a police rank and indicated that as they are elevated in the organization, the greater their responsibilities become. The courses will be coordinated by Sergeant Davenand Roberts, Corporal Rocky Hudson, and Sergeant Winston Williams, respectively. During the training, ranks will learn to effectively manage stations and be better equipped with management tools as newly promoted subordinate officers. On June 4, Constable Vishnu Dinal, who was stationed at Divisional Headquarters in Regina, conducted a lecture to students of the Daniel Stong Nursery on the Essequibo coast. 25 students and 4 teachers were present. Topics discussed included the use of the pedestrian crossing, curb drills, the color of clothing to be worn at nights, and other issues. The students were also given a demonstration of how the forces motorcycles work. 18-year-old Trevor Gasper was on June 5 sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for escaping from the Ramville police station. The Middle Road, East La Penitence, Georgetown resident was on December 11, 2018 in custody at the station pending a robbery under arms charge when he unlawfully escaped from the custody of the police. He was placed on the prisoner's bench in the inquiry's office of the Ramville police station to be transported to the magistrate's court. Gasper picked the locks to the handcuffs and fled the police station, but was later apprehended. 45-year-old Sean Roberts was on June 5 sentenced to 6 months imprisonment for stealing a quantity of saltfish and other items from a vendor at the Stabroek Market, Ferry Stelling. Roberts admitted that on June 2, at the Stabroek Market, Ferry Stelling, he stole a quantity of saltfish, provision and carrots totaling $59,000, property of Janelle Jupiter. The unrepresented man told the court that he was involved in an accident and was hospitalized. Due to his injuries, he said he had to get medication and he stole the items to pay for his treatment. Now for some highlights from the Ghana Defense Force. President and Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency Brigadier David Granger, as part of his tour to the Central Housing and Planning Authority's Perseverance Prospect Housing Development Project on Friday, May 31, took the time to visit the GDF's Credit Union Housing Project, a project made possible through collaborative efforts between the CHMPA and the GDF. In receiving His Excellency, the Chief of Staff, Brigadier Patrick West, MSS, introduced his engineering team headed by Colonel Gary Beaton, along with 2 soldiers, Lance Corporal Damian Thomas and able rating from the Coast Guard Warren Prince. Both recently won their homes following the first draw of the GDF's Credit Union raffle. His Excellency also noted the importance of housing towards national development and stated that it was his desire for every citizen to have a roof over his or her head. In this regard, the Chief of Staff assured the Commander-in-Chief that additional negotiations were being undertaken with the Central Housing and Planning Authority for the provision of additional house lots for joint services ranks. The GDF's credit union construction project is being spearheaded by troops of the construction company of the 4th Engineer Battalion under a developers agreement with the CHMPA. Cadets undergoing training on the Standard Officers Course number 51 successfully completed exercise Rattrap in Watuka Linden over last weekend. Exercise Rattrap is an internal security training exercise designed to prepare troops for any internal threats. The exercise culminated with a cordon search drill along the Linden-Suzaik Highway. Inspector General Colonel Trevor Bowman told troops that their training was essential as the force always needs to be ready to respond to any internal threats at a short notice. He urged ranks to remain professional and congratulated them on the successful completion of this exercise before their promotion to Ensign-C. And 3 members of the Ghana Defence Force are members of the 1st CARICOM Military Court, which is convened at Hudson Hall Conference Room, St. Anne's Fort in Barbados. It's here that an officer is being court-martialed. The matter commenced on Monday, May 27th. Lieutenant Colonel Ken Lloyd Roberts and Major Paul Dalgetty are sitting members of the court-martial board, while the force's legal officer, Attorney-at-Law Melissa Stewart, has been appointed as an observer. The GDF, following a request by the Barbados Defence Force in keeping with the provisions of Sections 9.3 and 9.5 of the BDF Defence Act, which allows for CARICOM member states to sit on the board for ordinary court-martials, dispatched the team to assist in the judicial process. 9 senior non-commissioned officers graduated on June 4 from the Instructors Drill Course 2019 number 1. The course is intended to develop the technical competence of warrant officers and senior NCOs to enable them to plan, instruct, and supervise on all aspects of drill at all levels in accordance with the Ghana Defence Force's drill manual. Staff Sergeant Lyndon Aaron was adjudged the best graduating student. He also won the prize for best drill, whilst the prize for runner-up student went to Sergeant Tyson Bentic. Sergeant Kwame Reed received the Chief Instructor's Most Improved Students Prize. Members of the GDF are continuing to play an active role in exercise trade winds amongst military personnel from various countries at the Las Calderas Naval Base in the Dominican Republic. 22 nations are participating in the exercise, which is aimed at promoting regional security as well as humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. The team is led by Lieutenant Colonel Denzel Carmichael, who will hold the post of Task Force Commander on the exercise. Lieutenant Colonel Sheldon Howell is also a significant appointee. He will lead the Regional Observer and Assessment Team. The officers are accompanied by 8 other officers and 5 soldiers. 15 soldiers are now qualified communication technicians following their successful completion of the Grade 2 Technician course for 2018. The ranks received certificates and prizes at a simple closing ceremony conducted at the lecture hall at Base Camp Ghana on May 5. The 12-month course aimed to equip ranks with the relevant knowledge necessary to efficiently and effectively function as Grade 2 communication technicians. It covered subject areas such as voice procedures, telephone basics, computer hardware, computer software, and other issues, among others. During brief remarks, the commanding officer of Signal Corps, Lieutenant Colonel Roger Nurse, charged students to always strive to achieve overall competence by honing these skills and pursuing all available avenues in order to further develop themselves. He urged ranks to apply themselves and utilize the knowledge gained to contribute to the GDF's development. Lance Corporal Antoine Hopkinson and Corporal Matthew McCrae were judged best graduating and runner-up students, respectively. Now for the Ghana Police Force's wanted list. Vasi Gordon Barry is wanted by the police for questioning in relation to possession of firearms and ammunition and the possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking committed on April 27, 2019 at the Dazzle Housing Scheme and Alpha Hotel, Ogle, East Coast, Demerara. Anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Vasi Gordon Barry is asked to contact the police on telephone numbers 226-2407, 225-2694, 229-2019, 911 or the nearest police station. Kevin Campbell is also wanted by the police for questioning in relation to obtaining credit by false pretense committed on Nalina Rampersad on March 28 this year. Anyone with information that may lead to the arrest of Kevin Campbell is asked to contact the police on telephone numbers 226-2407, 225-2694, 229-2019, 229-2289-911 or the nearest police station. And finally, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit is still seeking Winston Carto, also known as Chief Mike, whose last address was given as 193 Greenheart Street, South Randolph Gardens. In a statement, Kanu says that Chief Mike is wanted in connection in relations to the 7 pounds of cocaine bust several weeks ago at the Eugene Correa Airport at Oval. The bust resulted in the arrest of 55-year-old Sandra Angela Prophet. She was on May 2nd sentenced to 4 years in jail and fined $9.1 million for attempting to smuggle the over 7 pounds of cocaine through that airport. And that's it for this week's Security Report. Goodbye.